What up, Spam Farm? Howdy doody tutti fruities. A warning here. We're going to delve into my mind. Scary, scary. Completely missed the spine when I did that. Anyway, we're gonna create a recorded conversation. It says to sit in a room and record conversations that people have, but people, ew, for a start. That's not happening. So instead I thought we would take a deep dive into my mind and the conversations that go on in there. So I apologise in advance. Now, I need to pre-warn you here. I haven't slept properly in about 3 days. And it affected my mental well-being. So this first prompt is a little weird. And I just couldn't get it. Okay, I was tired and frustrated. And I just don't like this prompt, and I did abandon it. It got thrown on the floor, it got chucked across the room. I started recording a new one, and then I thought, you know what? I want to be able to show my failures. Not every piece that I do, or piece of art, air quotes, art, is gonna be good. And this is one of them. I like. They're just married pandas. I know I keep going on about them, but I hate them. They're the one piece that just sticks in my mind, and this one is another one. Oh, 1 second, I gotta give the dog his medicine. Ah, I'm back. Anyway, I was hating on myself, wasn't I? So, in this episode, in this prompt, we're delving into my mind, and I don't know whether it's a global thing, but I thought about the whole lost my marbles type thing. So, it hit my knee. I figured I'd do these marbles inside my noggin, or technically inside my avatar's noggin. It's like the frustration, I can feel the frustration now. How frustrating this was. So we have these marbles. We have an original one, which is the core, me. And then we have these other ones, which are emotions. So far, I have a crying one. But I do abandon quite a few of these. It gets a little too much. Get off my screen. So I abandoned a few. But we have anger. Yeah, we abandoned a few, and we moved a few and rearranged a little bit because I needed them bigger so that you could see them. But we've got the hair, we've got the skin, we've got the flesh, we've got the skull, we've got the brain, and then we're looking inside it. I've basically cut the head in half. And this is what's going on. So I'm avoiding colouring anything else at this point because I'm not loving it. And just trying to avoid the marbles because I don't know how to draw marbles, like the colours inside and make it look like a marble. So I'm avoiding it and doing everything else. Can't avoid it now, can I? Everything's coloured. Oh no, we're going to do the brain. I really hate this piece. So I'm putting the little marble stripes in them now. So this is the original, so we're going to go pink and green for this one, so that we know that it's the original. We have Disgust and Anger, who have the hammer. That have dropped the hammer on my head. We have Sad, we have Bravery, Strength, we have Self-Love, and Love itself. Excuse me. And then the one in this one here is Anxiety, Fear. So, Anger and Disgust have ganged up on the OG marble. And I try to break it. But old Bravery and little Bravery in the corner is trying to save me. With the anvil over their head. And then Anger and Disgust have also trapped Self-Love and Love itself. And they're just there. But when we had the conversation, you'll see why. And then Sad is like, Sad and Grief is just crying in a corner. And then Anxiety is just like, oh, what? Yeah, that was anger and frustration, see? Just take over. This is it. I hate it. We have a conversation going on. More like voices. There's nothing to say, like, I just hate it. Whatever. But we have Anger, who's like dropping the hammer on me, Disgust, calling me stupid, and Bravery, who is saying, I got you, don't panic. He's trying to save me from them. And these two have captured self-love and love. Wah! Anxieties. Wait, what was that noise? Because he's heard the crack of the marble. And self-love is saying you are marvellous. And love is saying you are loved. Yeah. Yeah, I would stick that page together. In fact, I would stick that page together as well. Oh, and that page. That one's alright. We'll keep that one. Yeah, we'll stick all those pages together. I agree. Stick those together. Anyway, let's move on. We've moved on and we're going to create a paint by numbers. But at this point, I have slept. So, I finally had a good night's sleep. And I'm rested and ready. I'm going to create a paint by numbers. Sounds simple enough, right? I did actually try and find a... There's a paint by IF something. PNBIFE. There's a paint by numbers creator basically where you can put a photo in and select whatever colours you want, and it will print that photo. I was going to do something like that, but felt like it was cheating. So I'm going to be drawing realism, which I have been doing for the shorts this month. And I want to give a shout out to Art in Context, because I have been using their how to draw lessons. Don't know what they're called, but they break it down, and basically all I use their thing for is taking the shapes and drawing the base, so this stage of it, and then I will go to a real photo and I will draw what I see. I'm new to realism. Realism isn't my thing. Oh, I didn't think it was my thing. But I am quite enjoying it, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the shorts that I've done so far have been... But I did a rhino today because I've never drawn a rhino. Not even a cartoon version. I don't think. No, I don't ever recall drawing a rhino, and I don't know why. Okay, I guess there's loads of animals that I haven't drawn, but a rhino is one of them, so I figured I'd do my paint by numbers as a rhino. So I've got the base sketch, and now I'm going in with... I'm looking at a photo of a rhino now, so I can take all the little details. My only issue that I had with this one was the original sketch. I couldn't tell whether it was a white rhino, a black rhino, and then there was like a one-horned rhino, a two-horned rhino, or like there's a whole list of rhinos, and I couldn't tell which one they had drawn. So in the end I just had to pick one and then draw that one. They all had the same basic shape apart from like the face. Redrawing the eyes. Just little details. I mean, the art and context is so helpful. I cannot thank them enough for helping me. Not sponsored, obviously, like, just big shout out to the people that help. Without even knowing it. But I decided that it wasn't going to be a paint by numbers, it was going to be a paint by tones. Not even a paint by, because I'm not a painter, so I did this, and it's going to be medium, dark, and light tones. Because I wanted a little bit of freedom. I didn't want to be restricted to grey. So he is going to be all colours. But I wanted to be like, you can do whatever colour here, but it needs to be a light tone of that colour. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I'm putting like a little grid across it for triangles, and I'm just basically going through putting all the dark tones in with all colours because I'm using the rainbow colours. But in all these sections, dark tones are being used. This took time. I never thought it was going to end. Every time I went back to a section, there was a massive gap, or like I had missed a massive section. I was on the verge of crying. I'm not gonna lie. Just took time, all the little teeny tiny little squares. But all the dark tones are obviously the shadows. I just wanted to be able to create like a gradient of things, but not grey. Nothing against grey. I just wanted to be able to have a bit of creativity. And this way, like, if it was a released Create by Numbers, you would be able to do it in any way that you wanted. But all the grey, all the dark tones and the medium tones are done now. We're onto the light. Which I'm trying to do a continuation. If the triangle is in the medium section and crosses over into the light section, the colours will be matching. But he's coming together. Not. Yeah, at this point I lost the will. I was just like, just do it. Are you ready for this? Ta-da! Paint by tones. Not a paint by numbers. Paint by tones. Created by Spam Creates. And ironically, the rhino has busted the book. It's finally fallen apart. It's been held by the plastic of the spine. It was starting to go there, but then the rhino just came in and just wrecked it. And I just find it ironic that it was the rhino that came in and just boom. Destroyed. You destroyed my book. He popped the spine. He was that heavy. I'm a little sad. I had gone all this time without it breaking. But what a difference sleep makes, right? Between that first prompt and that prompt. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. And while you're there, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you think of my paint by tones. And if you want me to create it and you can do it yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go fix my book. Catch you in the next one. Bye!